Hey there, it's Taylor Short with Harmonious Return, and I am a job reset coach, and I help you return to harmony in your job and your life. And today we are talking about human design, as I talk about quite a bit and use. So this video is not explaining what human design is. I will link that video below. So if you don't have any idea, I haven't heard of human design, watch that one first. And then you can come back to this one. But today we're talking about in human design, there are 5 energy types that we all fall into one of those types. And we're going to be diving into just briefly one of the tendencies where each of these energetic types may be prone to burning out within a traditional workspace. Yes, so let's get started. So today, let's start. I always like to go in my order because it just keeps me in ease. It keeps it easy. So we start with our manifestors. So our manifestors, if you don't know about these types, also I will link my video to the different types in the workspace down below. But manifestors, as I spoke of before, are really, really powerful. They've got a lot of energy. And one of the reasons that they can be prone to burnout is if they don't have the freedom and flexibility to create and bring their ideas to fruition in a way that feels really good for them. So manifestors do not operate as the traditional workspace does. Manifestors really, really need a sense of freedom. And honestly, manifestors really don't need people to tell them what to do. Energetically, they are the only type that is here to bring things into fruition without relying on anyone else's energy. And so what that means is that they are brilliant at bringing things, or the trailblazers or the visionaries, but it can really tamper them and burn them out if people are kind of telling them what they need to be doing, and definitely micromanaging can really burn them out. Not having the freedom to be able to work with their energy. Manifestors have big bursts of energy and creative energy, and they can they can be those writers, when you hear about writers who will have this idea for writing their next novel, and they will write for 4 days straight without sleeping. That's manifestor energy. So they get these big spurts of energy, and then they also really will find times where they really need to rest for a while. So they'll spurt of energy and then rest. So if they're not able to kind of follow their own energy and own initiation of these visions and their ideas, then that can really cause them to burn out. One thing I will note is if you are a manifestor, or if you are leading a manifestor, it doesn't mean that they can't be led and can't have managers, but if you're trying to support, or even if you're a parent of a manifestor, the more you can allow these amazing beings to fully be themselves and not really, of course there's a way, and we can talk about this in a different video, to have back and forth communication. They're not guns blazing, doing whatever without any other people. This is all about how do we interact with others. But the more we can, as a society, as a workplace, as parents, as leaders, as spouses, as all the things, if we can allow manifestors to have this sense of freedom without telling them what to do, without trying to talk them out of their ideas, without trying to question, why do you have this crazy amount of energy and then you just don't have any now? With just letting them be, really. We can all reap the massive gifts of manifestors. So that's my one and a few things about manifestors and burnout within the traditional workspace. Okay, so next up, let's talk about generators. So generators, on the other hand, both generators and manifesting generators are the only 2 types that have, energetic types, that have consistent access to energy. So also between generators and manifesting generators, we make up about 70% of the population. And it's important to know that the traditional workplace, the workplace we see as of now, the 40 to 50 hour work weeks, are really designed for generators. And there are other types which we'll talk about. We kind of talked about the manifestor where this could really hinder them, is to like have them there consistently. But generators, let's go back to them. So generators are, a lot of times in human design, you'll hear them called worker bees, which as a generator myself, I cannot stand that word or that phrase. It just drives me crazy. Sometimes in the human design world, you'll see like projectors are here to lead the generators, and I just don't believe that to be true. I think any type can do whatever they want. It's just how our energy works a little bit differently. But that being said, generators generally, if they are doing the type of work that they enjoy, they really enjoy working. So much to be said about that. I was just going to go off on a few tangents, but I'll stay. So when is burnout prone to come in for generators? So generators have this access and this ability to see things to completion. We can really like not want to let go, or we can see all of our projects and things that we start to completion. And so we can get things to the finish line when a lot of the other types don't really have that. I won't say they don't have that capability, but they don't have that within their design. So it doesn't mean that they can't do that. It just means that it might take a little bit more energy than it would a generator. Where generators can be really prone to burnout within the traditional workspace is if A, they're getting thrown all of this busy work because they have a tendency to like, oh, she'll just get it done, or he'll just get it done, or they'll just get it done, because they can have that really like dependable energy within the workspace. But that will cause burnout if they're just doing busy work. What is important for generators is to be able to see and really feel and be acknowledged for the impact they are making within a company, within their work. If they don't see the reasoning behind what they're doing, or if they feel like kind of like they're taken for granted, that will be a recipe for burnout, absolutely, for generators. And that one was much shorter than the manifestors, but I feel like that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Spoken from the Jennifer. Spoken from the generator herself. Okay, let's go to manifesting generators, who, just as a reminder, manifesting generators are a combination of the manifestors and the generators, but I don't like to just say, take both of those and say what you will. I really think that manifesting generators deserve their own spotlight as well. So manifesting generators are amazing. As you know, if you watched my video on the different types, manifesting generators will work very, very fast. They are what a lot of people call in the human design world time benders. They find efficiencies. One of the other things to note is manifesting generators are not designed to do everything, to follow all of the steps that have been created within a work system process. They are designed to really find the efficiencies and cut corners. They are also designed to make mistakes, but then they learn from them and create their efficiencies that way, and then they can share that information with everybody. And really, manifesting generators are, all types have their own super massive gifts, but manifesting generators have such a gift within an organization to cut out so much wasted time and energy just by finding those efficiencies. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about why manifesting generators might be prone to burnout within a traditional workspace. So manifesting generators really, as they can work fast, they also love to have their hands in multiple things. So two of the things that manifesting generators could be prone to burning out on is, one, they're not challenged enough. They are not meant to, as generators are meant to kind of become a master at one or two things. Manifesting generators are kind of meant to be a jack of all trades and do a lot of different things. And so if they're not being challenged, or if they've been on a project or with a certain client or whatever the line of business is that you're in for too long, and not learning new skills, this can be really a way of them burning out. And that goes along the lines with another reason that is very similar to what I'm saying, is if they can become bored. And so if you are a manifesting generator, or if you are leading manifesting generators, It's really important when they come to you and they say, hey, is there anything else I can work on? Or I'd love to be trying this out. And it might not even be within, the realm of the work that you're doing, but this is really well designed for them to be able to do multiple different things that don't necessarily tie together, can really help them and can help to prevent burnout. Okay, let's move on to projectors. So projectors are, once again, all these types are so amazing. So projectors are extremely wise ones. You will know a projector once you start to figure out people's types. You're like, of course you're a projector. Everyone loves projectors. Truly, I do. I adore my projector friends because they have this ability to see things that we can't necessarily see. Their energy can literally project into you and kind of see what you can't see. And so they, in the workspace, are really, really good for being able to create roadmaps of how you will get from A to B to C to D to the end. They are able to help, give advice on what's going wrong with this and really problem solvers, that type of thing. Anyway, we're not talking about the energy of projectors, we're talking about burnout. The thing about projectors within the traditional workspace, my heart really, when I speak about shifting our workspace to help it to be more inclusive for all types of people, I really am thinking about the projectors. Projectors do not. So both generator types have consistent access to energy, sustainable energy. The other three types, the manifestors, the projectors, and the reflectors, do not have access to their own consistent, sustainable energy, which, you can take this as it is. They can have the same type of energy when they're around others that are generator types, but then when they get to be by themselves after a long day, they can kind of collapse. So this is all leading to say, in the traditional workspace, projectors could really burn out by long hours. Like, you have to have your butts in seats. Projectors are really here to show us a new way of working, a new way and smarter way, if you ask me, of getting it done. I always relate my things to nature, and nothing in nature moves and is working 100% of the time. It would kill whatever that thing was in nature, whether it be an animal, an insect, a plant, a tree. It's not exerting 100% of its energy 100% of its time, and that is like a projector to a T. There's this beautiful wisdom and really understanding and being able to consolidate what's so important and actually necessary and working on those things. And then there's also equal, if not more, time of resting and nurturing your mind and body. And so projectors could be prone to burning out if they're working in an organization that's everybody has to work 50 hours or even 40 hours. Or what I would love to see in the workspace is this even just moving around away from the time at work. I would love to see a workspace where we started to create okay, here's what I want you to do for your job. Here are the deliverables. Here are the things that I expect to be done. And you, whichever type you are, you can figure out what is the best way for you to get all of this done in a week, in a month, in a year, that type of thing. So yeah, of course, not just leaving it out to them, but also giving people more of an autonomy, to take days off of work without feeling guilty because they've done 2 days of work in one day. So projectors could really burn out just by being required to physically be on and working for 40 hours a week. Okay, let's talk about reflectors. Reflectors are, once again, amazing. Reflectors are, if you know anything about human design, their centers, their energy centers are completely open, which means they are taking on everything from whoever is around them. If a reflector was off on a deserted island by themselves, it would be magical because they wouldn't be picking up anybody else's energy. Usually, I've never seen anybody have not one energy center open. but we all have an area 2, 3, 4, 5 or more that we are taking on other people's energy and amplifying it. For reflectors, they're taking in from all angles. And so one of the ways that reflectors could really burn out in a traditional workspace is by being in a toxic work culture, by being around and working with people who are really not good for them, people who are not uplifting, negativity, because they are so sensitive to absorbing others around them. And really taking that on when they're around them. Culture is really, really important for reflectors. So I think that feels complete for all I need to say about that as well. Yeah, if you like this type of content, I would love if you liked, subscribed, or rang the little bell at the top for notifications. And let me know in the comments below what your type is and if you resonate with what I said about why you might be prone to burnout. Have you experienced this? Have you seen others? Yeah, sending you all so much love. Be more you. Bye.